That was me. Coffee right now, the wrong side.
Okay, guys, it's 9 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. So welcome to the Monday, April 6, 2020 meeting of the Clinton County Board of Commissioners. As always, the first item on our agenda this morning is the opportunity for public comment. Obviously, as everyone knows, we've closed our meetings to the public for the time being due to our current situation, but we are able to take comments either on our YouTube channel or via the public comment at clintonco.com. So anyway, that being said, the floor is open for comment. So, Ray, you said we do have an email.
We do have one email. It's a little lengthy. Would you like to read it, or?
It's the opportunity for public comment. So what we'll do is we'll just submit it to the record.
Okay.
That they did have their opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Typically, what we do, we don't answer. It's not a question and answer session. It's a time for people to have their say, and that's the way we've handled that in the past. So we'll go ahead and leave 5 minutes open for that. And if you want to forward that email to me, that'd be great. That way I can read through it. And if there is something I want to answer this morning, we can. So. I think while we're waiting for other public comment, I'll take this opportunity to reiterate to everyone who's watching this morning, hopefully there's a lot of you, that we are under a essential only travel advisory. And we have seen a limited reduction in the amount of travel that's been on our roadways and the amount of businesses that are still operating, whether or not, we don't want anybody to be hurt financially by this, but we also have a limited amount of time left, approximately a 2-week window. We're going to flatten this curve on COVID-19. Now is the time that we have to be aggressive and be very aggressive and do the best that we can to stay home and to don't be out if you don't have to be. Food, medical supplies, going to work. Other than that, let's try to limit it the best we can. We started a committee, or I took it upon myself to start a committee. It was myself, Mayor Sheets, the head of the utilities, and sheriff, and Deputy Police Chief Scott Shoemaker to decide what will be essential businesses in Clinton County and what will not be. We're going to start that committee this afternoon, and I'm sure we're going to have some updates for you in the following days to come. So, did you send it over, Brett?
I did.
Okay.
We had a comment, Josh.
Yeah.
From YouTube, from Alan Dowling.
Okay.
That's the one I'm speaking of.
Okay.
He just asked that he requests his email to be read.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, all right. So we have one comment here this morning from Mr. Alan Downing. And he says, Commissioners, I hereby submit the following comment to be read into the public record. Regarding Ordinance 2020-06 and ordinance approving the sale of road improvements to the Redevelopment Authority, the issuance of bonds by the Redevelopment Authority, the lease agreement, and the pledging of lit certified shares for payment of lease rental payments under the new business portion of the Clinton County Commissioners' agenda. His comments regarding that are as follows. Number one, given the current downturn in the economy. Number two, given the current projection of unemployment reaching between 10 to 30%. And three, given the state of Indiana has certain constitutional parameters in place setting max borrowing levels by government entities. Four, given the use of legal fiction in the creation of redevelopment authority to circumvent the Indiana Constitution on max borrowing levels. And five, given the funds being used to initially make the yearly payments of over $500,000 will come from local income tax. I respectfully request the commissioners to table this decision until further clarity of the economic situation and impact COVID-19 has had and will continue to have on the Clinton County economy. Respectfully submitted, Alan Downey. All right, thanks for your comment, Alan. Anybody else, Britt?
No.
Anybody else? Give it a couple more minutes here. Okay, anybody else, Brett?
No.
Tim? Okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead with the first item on our agenda this morning, and that is Beth Keeney's here. She has a DocsPop agreement, right? And
Right.
And if I understand that correctly, that's the first step in allowing folks to do title searches online? Is that
Right.
correct? Okay.
Or as far back as our documents go, which is only 2003 at this time.
Okay.
And it's for a year. This
Okay.
continues, and then you have 60 days to get out of it in writing if you decide to.
Okay, so it's an annual agreement.
Mhm.
Do you recall how much?
It's no cost to the county.
Okay.
So
Great.
people get online and search our documents, and they pay a fee to DocsPop, but we still get our $1 a page. So just
Okay.
be put in our bank account.
All right, Scott and Steve, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agreement with DocsPop so that we can begin to have online title searches.
I would make that motion. Go. All right, second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0.
Then there's a place for the auditor to sign too, and then I'll send it on to the other companies. Thank you.
Steve. All right, thanks, Beth. Okay, next on the agenda this morning is open demo bids for Manson Elevator. Do we have to do that? Okay. You're gonna run and get it. Okay, we'll move on to the next. We'll go ahead and move on to old business. We have a supplemental agreement with Butler, Fairmont, and Seifert. Thank you. For the State Road 28, 800 West interchange, and what that covers is some additional inspections and some additional work that we've incurred due to the changes in the layout of the road. I know that we've had a little bit of time to look at this. I know it was Chris Wheatley from Butler, Fairmont, and Seifert sent that out late last week. So, either of you gentlemen have any questions or wish to make a motion to approve the agreement?
I have no question.
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, gentlemen. Both of these contracts that we've just, or agreements that we've just signed, Scott, just so you know, they've got a place for you to sign. So if you could stop by sometime and sign them, that would be great. Steve, they'll let you sign that.
Okay.
Okay, next on the agenda this morning is our ordinance 2020-077, the reestablishment of the Clinton, or the cumulative courthouse fund that we took care of at our last meeting. This is just the ordinance that we need to approve to solidify that. So I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 2020-07.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to reestablish the Hume Courthouse Fund. That's for Beth. Okay, moving on. The next item under old business is we have tabled the loop back for the solar overlay district. I know that both of you gentlemen have some differing opinions on what to do with that, so I'll go ahead and we can leave it tabled and discuss it, or we can bring it off the table, discuss it, retable it. It's at your pleasure.
I'd like to make the motion to take it off the table for
Okay.
discussion.
Well, I'll second it. I'll be for discussion.
Okay. Okay, motion carries 3-0 to take it off the table. So, all right, gentlemen. Steve, I know you got some things you want to say about that, so go ahead.
Yes, we have had our meetings on it. We've had now ample time for the taxpayers to make contact with us, which we had a lot of it back at the time this was going on. It has really dropped off. Anybody asking me anymore about it, pro or con. I'm just looking at trying to stay on a timeline now, whether the companies or so on, who knows whether this plays out. This is just one step of many that we have to take, trying to stay within a reasonable guideline and timing to meet these companies. They put out quite a bit of money to either hold the line or let it go. By taking the next step, it's just simply allowing us to put the overlay in. It's not saying that we're going to do the whole thing. We're willing to look on through it and then eventually take all the steps to go to the contract stage wherever that happens. But again, this is just simply allowing the rezoning of an overlay area. But today it's hard pressed in the fact that we've lost now for with Clinton County Hospital or St. Vincent's, I'd say we had a lease with them where we were making $1 million a year that helped offset our EMS. We've been constantly looking how to spread that out over these past several years. This is one of the first things that really comes out to say we're going to back a potential project that would be similar to putting in 800 to 1,000 new homes without adding schools, without adding more other. There's no sewers, no water needed for it. Just all kinds of benefits that we can see. To say that there's no cons, that's, I won't say that. There's some people definitely have some issues there. But I think under the circumstances, this allows it to still move out. If we did not touch this as commissioners, this will pass within the 90-day time frame. But that 90-day time frame is crucial for the amount of monies that this company has to hold in line to guarantee. And their time, and I don't know what that time is now. I just know we're right in close to it. That I think they have close to $4 million wrapped up in holding their place on attaching onto the Duke main line. That's a big risk for that company, and I think they feel like it was worthwhile as long as they felt like we're still moving forward. So I think moving forward is advantageous for us. This again does not say that it's a complete done deal, because obviously we have many other meetings. They didn't expect that they would even be able to put anything in the ground until 2023. So with that, I would like to be able to make a motion and open for any discussion on it, but to move this forward today.
Okay, thanks, Commissioner Woods. Commissioner Shoemaker, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a couple different things and from Commissioner Woods. I mean, one minute we're not doing it, and this doesn't put a solar panel on the ground, but then we're concerned about the company's timeline. So I think we're putting out a conflicted message there. One, we're not doing it yet, but we will, because we're waiting on the company and their timelines. I mean, they've already submitted a plan through our drainage board that I held up because we haven't approved this overlay yet. I thought it was inconsiderate to approve a drainage plan for an area that we haven't even approved yet. So I get that the timeline, I don't know where we're at on the 90 days. If approving this today for the overlay, like we told the public that we're just going to approve this and then wait for a plan, but I've heard several comments by Commissioner Woods that indicates that we're on their timeline, and I'm not on anybody's timeline right now with the current situation that we're in. So, if the overlay is going to pass in that 90-day period anyway, I have no problem getting a plan submitted, but I don't want to see drainage plans and other ancillary plans put down when we haven't even approved the plan as a county yet. I don't know if that's the cart before the horse with drainage and other boards, but definitely the overlay needs to be approved before any plans are submitted.
I can't disagree with you there, Scott. It's odd that the drainage board is seeing the plan and the commissioners haven't even seen it yet, so.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, Steve, go ahead.
Just to reiterate where we were at, this meeting originally was to take hold several weeks back, and I think they were staying on their timeline. Not that if you misunderstood me, that anything has stopped. Nothing has stopped on this project, and I don't see that this is any different than what we're doing to try to make arrangements for NHK and Five Below and everybody, that we're moving forward with business as best that we can under the circumstances that we have. So I think that's what we're looking at. I was told in several meetings that their timeline was this time. They've got plans, but the time, what I'm saying is 2023. By the time they go through all of the hoops that they have to make through state, county, and federal, they don't expect that it's going to take them that long before they are able to get everything into the ground. But they have to hold onto the main line, their attachment to it, or will not be a deal unless they find an attachment someplace else. So again, this was to be done, we thought, maybe a couple weeks ago. The COVID-19 has changed that for everybody. We simply tabled for a couple weeks to have a drainage plan. Is setting that, it does not look real kosher to have it today. In fact, that we tabled from several weeks ago. But if we would have passed a couple weeks ago, we would have been right in line. No different than what we have done with other industries to help move along and stay within the timelines that everybody is facing. So, hopefully we didn't misunderstand that part of it.
Now, I understand where you're coming from. My concern is that we're worried about their timeline. And again, I have no problem passing overlay, but I sure, it's just not a priority for me. I guess let me make that clear. It's just not a priority for me at this point in time, in this climate, to worry about any timelines, on anything. So your NHK thing, you know, they were already moving dirt, groundwork was being laid out there, and that was set in stone, and it affects, just a few people in that area out there on 65 and 28. This is 1,800 acres, 1,300 acres, 390 acres of solar panels. I think it's you just can't compare it to that. So, you know, we have in the that zone beat that we had. I'm okay. I don't know what Commissioner Lewis' pleasure is today. I'm okay with getting the overlay, but any other votes from here on out are going to have public input. So we can pass the overlay, but I won't until this COVID-19 thing is up and we can actually have people in a room and give them a chance to talk. I wouldn't do that. So whether that's a month or 2 months from now, I don't know how that fits in their timeline. I'm not trying to be negative about it. I really don't care. So if you want to make a motion to pass the overlay today, since we have heard substantial public comment on that situation, but any other votes could be 2 months from now, in my opinion. But I defer to the president on that.
Well, I have no problem with that, and I agree with you. The overlay was the only item that we were looking at this time. It's the only thing we've been charged with is to take a look at that. So with that, I would make that a motion to accept the overlay as presented to us.
I will second that.
Okay, motion carries 3-0. But I would agree, or I do agree with Commissioner Shoemaker and also you, Commissioner Woods, that for the time being, that's it on that project. There will be no more meetings, no more discussions until the public can be involved. So, okay. Do either of you gentlemen have any other old business before I go back, circle back to the demo bids for the Manson elevator?
I do not.
I do not.
Okay, well, we will circle back here, and it looks like we have 2 bids this morning. We have one from Schroyer Brothers Incorporated and one from Ridenauer Excavating. Okay, the first one is from Ridenauer. And it looks like we have the old office structure. It looks like this was broken down into 3 different areas that we wanted cleaned up, and I think that's how we bid it, wasn't it, Liz? Or how we put it out. Okay. One was for the old office structure for $8,000. The remains of a silo on the north side of the property for $3,000, and any loose debris that's easily accessed located on the entire property for $5,000. That was Ridenauer. And then this bid is it's been bid as one project, and it's the demolish the elevator, dispose the wood to certified landfill, break up the concrete, bury 3 feet below grade. And the bid price on that is $99,900. So you can see we've got a wide discrepancy in our bids here. So it looks like we may have to re-clarify and rebid again, but we'll take those under advisement, and I'll let County Attorney Tom Little look at them and advise us further. There you go. Josh? Yeah.
I don't have any issue with waiting to take a look at it, but I did want to note that we clarified that pretty closely, and we did have contact from both those companies, and Ridenauer actually wanted to meet on site, and we specifically discussed what debris was considered to be accessible and what was not.
Okay.
So I do feel like, well, there may be a range in the bids. I don't feel like there was any lack of clarity in terms of what was put out there.
Okay.
So just a 2 cents, but I don't think it hurts at all to take a look and obviously to see what we want to do.
All right, thank you. Okay, moving on to new business. Well, it actually looks like we got a piece of old business under new business. I think I put it in there on accident, so we'll go ahead and take care of the rest of the old business first. As you both, Scott and Steve, as you guys remember, gosh, it's probably been a couple months ago now, I brought up an amendment to our ground transportation services agreement with IU Health Frankfurt, and I had a couple questions about some of the language in there, and I've had a chance to discuss that with Kelly Broberman from IU Health Frankfurt, and gotten clarity on that, and I am ready to recommend that we go ahead and approve that amendment as is. So I don't know if you guys recall that or when I sent it to you. We just had there was one word in there, and it was the word undisputed, and it turns out it was nothing new in the agreement. I had just missed it in the old part of the agreement. So, and then the timeline wise, they still are obligated to pay us within the 45-day window. So that part did not change like I thought it had. So anyway, if either of you would be willing to make a motion that we approve that, I'm sure that IU Health would appreciate that, and then I know that we would appreciate it because we can start to get reimbursed for some of our collectibles. So
I'll make a motion to approve that.
okay.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 for amendment number 2 to the ground transportation services agreement. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, new business. We have ordinance number 2020-06, approving the sale of road improvements to the redevelopment authority, the issuance of bonds by the redevelopment authority, and the lease agreement and pledging of lit certified shares for payment of lease rental payments. As you know, the road portion of the I-65 State Road 28 interchange infrastructure project is separate from the water and sewer. So that's the reason why we had to create the redevelopment authority and operate that through them. I know if you guys have any questions about that this morning, I know that Council President Alan Dunn's here. He's been intimately involved with them and can answer any questions. I don't have any. I've also been involved. This is just the next step in that process. That's been the intent since the inception of our infrastructure project, and we are well into it. As you both know, I'm sure if you've driven by there, you've seen NHK's moving dirt, and Five Below is scheduled to begin construction, I believe, in July. The water portion of the project is on schedule, and they're set to mobilize on the 20th of this month, according to the communications they've had, that JG Case has had with HWC. The sewer, as you both know, has been on hold a little bit because we're waiting on an economic development grant in the amount of $3 million. We believe that we're within 30 days of having an answer on that. And the fact that Five Below has backed their schedule up just a little bit gave us a little bit of room there to wait to where we can begin awarding those bids for the sewer, hopefully mid-June, and be able to mobilize them late July. So, and then we would have a completion date for sewer in, July 2021. So that would be the culmination of the project. Then substantially would be completed in July of 2021. My fear if we wait on this any longer is we're going to get in a position to where we don't have the ability to provide the infrastructure for the developments that are already occurring at the interchange. So I know we've had some public comment on this morning, and I guess that's my 2 cents on it. If either of you have any questions or comments now, I'd appreciate it.
I have no further comment on
Okay.
I would agree with you. I do appreciate the comments. I'm optimistic I know there's data out there that, you know, we can stop this COVID-19 if people will continue to practice the social distancing and other plans in place. But, you know, I'm like you. We started this a long time ago. We have economic development plans in place already with these two businesses and plenty more. And I get that there's concern, but we are, you know, I feel like we're waist deep in this. So I'd like to see us continue forward today.
Okay. If there's no other comment, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2020-06.
I would do that for ordinance 2020-06 for approval, please.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Woods and a second by Commissioner Shoemaker. Motion carries 3-0 to approve ordinance 2020-06. Okay, we got any other new business from either of you gentlemen? I know we had maybe a Sharps agreement, Steve.
Yes, we do. We had a set meeting for Sharp 2 weeks ago, but with the COVID-19, and we didn't have the contract ready at the time. The contract now is done for Tom. If you remember in the discussions from the year before, it was done over a short period of time, and he got his money. We decided to go for the next year 2020, and spread that out equal payments over 12 months. Tom has given us an updated contract with that, no more money than what we had stated at $10,000. This allows him to spread this out over a 12-month period. My suggestion is that that would be okay. It has gone in front of the other Sharp members. They've all seen it. So as best of my knowledge, I'm not finding any problems with it.
Okay.
My recommendation would be to pass that.
Okay. Scott, you have any questions or comment?
No.
Would you like to make a motion?
I would make that motion to accept the contract for 2020 for the Sharp program for the directors and pay.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve the contractor agreement for the Sharps program. Any other new business, gentlemen?
I don't know, Commissioner Hughes, I was going to bring up, I've talked to our EMS director, and we're, you know, looking at plans, you know, B&C sometimes for additional staffing on a part-time basis for EMS, and we didn't get a lot of volunteers, I would say, for the $14 an hour that we're paying our part-timers at the EMS for EMT certifications. So I don't know, I think it would be a council decision, but I'd like to ask them for EMT certified people that are not on our rosters, such as whether it's Frankfurt Fire or, you know, volunteers that are out of work maybe because of COVID-19. That we look at a more lucrative rate that fits this position, and I'm looking at least at $30 an hour for medical personnel, EMTs, to help assist us if we do, you know, we may have some employees on quarantine, we may have employees that are sick, or we may just need additional personnel during this, and I think we need to be proactive on that, especially over the next 2 weeks, that we have an available pool of EMTs to support our system out there. And I think when you look at the reimbursements for the federal government, the state of Indiana, these costs are going to hopefully be reimbursed from them. So I don't see why $30 an hour, or that would be the starting rate, that I'm thinking of. I don't know if you guys have any comments on that, but that would be something that I'd like to propose to the council as an emergency type situation today at their 11 o'clock meeting.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any problem with that. It's, you know, I agree, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when we're gonna start losing personnel who have either been exposed or, you know, not necessarily contracted COVID-19, but been in a situation where they've been exposed and will have to be quarantined for a period of 2 weeks. As small as our public safety departments are here in Clinton County, just a couple of people away from having some serious problems with coverage. So I would agree, if it's possible, to create a pool of certified EMT basics who live here in Clinton County and who are willing to drive our ambulances, whether they be, you know, from the volunteer ambulance services or the volunteer fire departments. I know there's plenty of EMTs out there, but I agree, it's going to take a little more than $14 an hour to get them motivated, especially during this time. Not that they're not already all motivated and dedicated to public service, but, you know, these are extraordinary times, and people who put themselves in extraordinary risk like they are currently deserve everything we can give them. So I would second, you know, that, making that recommendation to the county council.
I would like to take that even another step further in the conversation that Commissioner Shoemaker had with Council President Alan Dunn. The council, I believe, is looking at setting a separate line item under the guise of COVID-19 in the commissioner's line item for emergency payment. I would not put that in as part-time help. I would put that in the same line item as emergency payment for COVID-19.
Okay.
Do you think that we could kind of use this to supplement the current pay and then make up the difference? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'd like.
Correct, yeah. So obviously, I think, yeah, I see where Commissioner Woods is going with this. If we have a shortage, we still have those salaries, or not salaries, but we still have the payroll money available for the $14 an hour. We can supplement that with our line item for COVID-19. It would be nice to have, and I'm not sure, you know, what the legalities are of this, but it would be nice to have that COVID-19 line item in our budget be able to be used for, you know, whether it's PPE or, you know, personnel, payroll. You know, I guess I would have to defer to the council to decide whether or not, how that line item can be used, but that would be my wish also. Commissioner Woods, is that we can use it for whatever we need.
Yeah, I think by keeping it in one line item, that's able for us to show it on the federal. I'm getting a head shaking at me.
Well, we need to make it in categories. So we need to make it, an O1 would be a personnel, O2 would be a supply. So
Okay.
a
Could be
few line
personnel
items, how about that?
The personnel or contract.
I don't know.
Tit for tat there, but I mean, that are not personnel if we're not going through all the, so that would be another whole line item itself, contract. Because they're not going into the perf and all that. So that would be a contract personnel that we would bring on, which I think still falls in that line. And however that line, you sub that line into categories. But in order for us to show the federal government, in order to get up to 75% back, so we can work out our semantics.
Go ahead, Scott.
I want to make sure that we're not, I mean, as far as contract, I see what you're saying. I just don't want to 1099 these employees. Because if we're going to 1099 them, then I think you got to raise the fee. So
Okay.
I see. Is that what you're thinking? That I would rather than just come on as a part-time worker, and so that way they're operating. They don't. I don't know if I would do it. I guess I don't understand the EMS world 100%. But if I was to come on as a contractor, then I would have to carry liability insurance insurance and all that other stuff, is that correct?
You know, Scott, I don't know the answer to that question.
I have no problem with
I
it
think
the other way.
I think if we pay somebody, we got a 1099, right?
Over $600.
Well, I would say that's why I would think W-2, if they come on
Yeah.
as a part-timer, that's the rate, and they pay taxes, we pay taxes, they pay taxes, and then they just have a W-2
Okay.
at the end of the year,
Okay.
is what I would suggest.
I have no problem with
Yeah,
that.
makes sense. Okay, well, I will ask the council for that. I'll stick around for their meeting and I will make that request. If that's okay with the two of you.
I'm good with it.
Okay. What else under new business, Scott?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. The only thing I had to add, and it doesn't necessarily have to go under new business, it could be commissioners' reports or, I think from here on out, we need to pare these meetings down to payroll and claims for the time being. Do either of you have any thoughts on that?
We have, from time to time, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with the daily stuff that can be put beside, but if we end up having, for instance, I got a call on our heating and cooling here the other day. Hopefully that was just gonna be small, but they never called me back.
Okay.
But if it's down, it's down, and I myself cannot tell them to spend thousands of dollars. So that could come up,
Okay.
but I mean, I agree with you, keep this down as low as possible, but we never know what's coming in front of us. We don't. We can call impromptu. If there's an emergency, we have, 48 hours.
Yeah.
We call an emergency meeting that way.
Okay.
Maybe that's what we need to do. But certain things would not fall under emergency, and that we'd have to talk with Tom.
Okay. Okay. I guess I was just looking at, it's been a little frustrating the last little while here. It seems like
Yeah.
not everybody's taking this as serious as that maybe we are. So anyway, I don't have.
I'll agree with you on both, I think at least through the 30th at this point.
Okay, that's all I had, guys. You guys have anything else?
I do not.
We do have payroll and claims to approve, and I don't have my monitor on here, so I can see. There we go. Thanks. Okay, we do have claims in the amount of dated Friday, March 20th, 2020, in the amount of $74,198.52. We have Friday claims dated March 27th, 2020, in the amount of $17,507.43. And we have Friday claims dated March 27th, 2020, in the amount of $4. Biweekly claims dated April 6th, 2020, in the amount of $651,655.26. Court claims dated April 6th, 2020, in the amount of $29,731.01. And we had credit card and vectored claims dated March 27th, 2020, in the amount of $9,159.04. Did either of you gentlemen see anything you wish to flag when you've looked through the claims?
I did not.
Okay, Scott? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve claims.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve claims. In the matter of payroll, we had a payroll dated March 13th, 2020, in the amount of $402,521.13. Entertained to approve. Thanks.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve payroll. We also have minutes dated from March 17th, 2020. You guys wish to make any alterations?
No, motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to approve minutes. Okay. You guys have anything else?
I do not.
I got one.
Commissioner Shoemaker?
The treasurer thing, I'd like to make a motion to, for Gina, I don't know her last name,
Ratnager.
Ratnager, to be title pay retroactively to when the former treasurer was off the payroll.
Okay.
I would second that.
Okay, motion carries 3-0 to give Gina Bretnacher the title of Chief Deputy Treasurer, and who will serve as the head of that department until there's been a caucus to appoint a new treasurer. So, all right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Please.
Sir.
Couple of.
Hang on, we weren't doing departments.
You weren't? It was on the agenda, but.
Yeah, I don't know why it's on there. Go ahead, Brett, you're here.
Just curious if there's any resources for PPE equipment for my office and staff, and if so, how do I secure those?
You need to talk to Daryl Sanders, and he will be able to put you in contact with whomever you need to be to get the PPE. And if he can't, then Rodney Wong can. Okay.
And the second was on fuel. We do pay our own fuel, not the county. Am I obligated contractually to continue with coal mines? Can I shop that around and buy our fuel cheaper somewhere else?
I'm sorry. You
Coal
buy
mines.
your fuel, you have your own agreement for fuel? Or do you buy fuel through our agreement?
I'm aware when I do that.
Yeah, that's something we would take care of.
So continue as business as usual.
Okay. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Is that on or off?
It's off now.